finds legendary Amazon river that boils animals to death. In the middle of a Peruvian jungle lies a legendary river that is said to be so hot, it could boil animals to death. This so-called boiling river has an ancient name of Shanadi Timpishka, a rough Amazonian Quechua translation of boiled with the heat of the Sunday. Massive size. One of the most amazing features of the river is its massive size. It is probably the largest thermal river in the world as its water flows for almost 4 miles. It is 80 feet across at its widest point and can get up to 16 feet deep. So hot, it can kill. The boiling river has become well known for its scorching temperature. What's more interesting is that the water it contains is non-volcanic. In fact, the nearest active volcano is more than 430 miles away. Many animals have fallen prey to the dangers of the boiling river. Geoscientist Andrés Ruzo, who leads a research group called Boiling River Project, says the first thing to go in animals falling into the river are the eyes, because these body parts cook very rapidly. When an animal falls in, it would try to swim out, but its meat will already have begun cooking into the bones. As the animal eventually loses energy to swim and keep its head above water, it will take in the hot water, which fill the animal's mouth and lungs, essentially cooking the animal from the inside out. Ruzo's research. Ruzo, from the Southern Methodist University in Dallas, Texas, first came to know about the legendary river from his grandfather many years ago. In his TED Talk about the boiling river, Ruzo shares his grandfather's story about a legend of the conquest of Peru by Spain. According to the story, Spanish soldiers looking for other peoples to conquer were told to go to Amazon, where there is a city of gold called El Dorado. The soldiers who managed to return came back with tales of shamans, gigantic trees, man-eating snakes, and a river that boiled. Ruzo was working on his PhD and trying to understand Peru's geothermal energy potential when he remembered the legend of the river. This prompted him to ask colleagues and officials if the boiling river could exist in the Amazon. The answer was a unanimous no, Ruzo says. You need a powerful heat source to produce such a large geothermal manifestation. We don't have volcanoes in the Amazon, nor in most of Peru. So it follows, we should not expect to see a boiling river. It took a family dinner for Ruzo to learn that the boiling river really does exist. Ruzo's aunt said she had gone swimming there herself. As it turns out, his aunt is friends with the wife of the shaman who protects the river. In 2011, Ruzo set out on a hike with his aunt. They braved the jungle, and when they finally got to the river, Ruzo was so amazed, he formed the Boiling River Project. Boiling River Project. The Boiling River Project is a non-profit organization dedicated to the protection of the boiling river of the Amazon and its surrounding jungle, the website says. Another goal of the project is to make the boiling river a Peruvian national monument. This includes enforcing rules to make the remaining jungle available only for legal ecological uses such as tourism, conservation, and ecological activities. Tips for tourists. For tourists who would want to see the legendary river in the Amazon with their own eyes, the Boiling River Project recommends contacting with Mayantuyaku, mayantayacu.com, or Santuario Huiston, santuariohealing.com. Groups, which have been catering to tourists' needs and providing necessary information, safety tips, and warnings. Many people have already visited the river, and while accidents are not very common, people should still take extra caution and be well informed. For one, the hike is long, the weather is hot, and there is no decent internet or mobile signal. It would take an hour to get to the nearest clinic and 3 hours to the nearest hospital. Such setup signifies that the river and the jungle is, for the most part, wild and untamed still. The local residents and the people behind the Boiling River Project hope to maintain that.